If your ex was very, very independent and, thought you were controlling and they like their own time and space and they're very particular about that, watch this video. Hey, I'm Coach Benny and I help people get their exes back. And before I did this, I was a dating coach for about 5 years where I had to pay attention to how attraction works. And I use that experience to help you get your ex back. Now, when you have somebody whose personality is super, super independent and they're very particular about that independence, this is a personality trait, is it not? It comes from somewhere. And we all have our personalities rooted in our life experiences. And what tends to happen, what I tend to see, is that these individuals are ones that were neglected or emotionally neglected in childhood. And they had to kind of grow up a little bit faster than the average person because they had to kind of parent themselves on some level. Now, this independence is their survival mechanism for navigating their childhood in that climate where the parents were hands off or there was no love there, etc. So when you come into a relationship with somebody like this and you want to be interdependent and communicative and all these things that they never got in their childhood, a lot of times for them, it can feel controlling because their norm is so different than yours. And even more so, they start fearing their loss of independence because that's the thing that helped them survive. So for you, maybe you were cheated on in the past, or you had a lot more close connections with people in the past. And, for somebody to be so far removed and be so particular about their own time and this kind of a thing, it feels like maybe they're cheating. You don't know what's happening because they're not communicating with you and they're just doing their own thing. Now, it's really, really hard to get into the mindset of somebody that's been neglected like this when you haven't experienced that. They can be absolutely trustworthy, just living their life in their own first-person experience of the world, which has been colored by this neglect. Now, people with all this going on, typically that's a dismissive avoidance, somebody with a dismissive avoidant attachment style. And there's some other problems that they have in their relationships. For example, lack of communication, running from conflict, fears of not being enough, fear of commitment. And if you've broken up for any of these reasons and you want my help getting this person back and understanding them, click into my profile, click this link right here, set up a call with me and tell me your story, and I'll give you a step-by-step game plan to attract them back into your life.